This thing is not finished. I'll probably never finish this because, like, I don't got that time and energy. So, I'll just read the script. The Mimic Book 1 lore simplified. Also, be warned, there's gonna be a lot of stuttering. This is the Mimic Book 1 lore simplified for new peoples. And by simplified, I mean not simplified at all. It's so, like, this script is very long, and I'm still on Kigo's lore, so, yeah. 1. This is mostly based off of the Scrapbook 1 lore, as I'm too impatient to wait for the revamped lore. 2. Some of this stuff will be fan-made, or partially fan-made, like Shizu's lore and Megumi and Karika's lore. This is just to make things make a bit more sense. The beginning. Long ago in the BC times lies the realm of Jigoku. Think of it as hell or the underworld. Jigoku literally just means hell in Japanese, but... Not much is known about what being in Jigoku is like, but what we do know is that Jigoku is ruled by gods of higher power than the other monsters in Jigoku. For many eons, Jigoku is ruled by a god named Shinigami, however, he's eventually overthrown by another god. It's unknown if this other god did it for fun, or the residents of Jigoku no longer wanted Shinigami to rule them, but nevertheless, a new god takes the place of ruler of Jigoku. Not much is known about this new ruler, but they will undoubtedly play a much larger role way later in the game. This new ruler doesn't even have an official appearance or name yet, as most of the community and devs just refer to... Oh, god damn it! I'm not gonna edit the bloopers. You just have to skip them yourself, because, like, this is not gonna become it's not gonna be edited anytime soon. Just keep that in mind. Not much is known about this new ruler, but they will undoubtedly play a much larger role way later in the game. This new ruler doesn't even have an official appearance or name yet, as most of the community and devs just refer to them as Evil God or Eldritch God. But because I can, I'll nickname this new ruler Takami. Oh, stupid ad. After Takami overthrows Shinigami, Shinigami flees away and lives in an abandoned palace, forever holding a grudge against Takami. That's outdated. Probably should fix that, but I'm too lazy to. First non-canon timeline. I'm not sure if I should include this as some... I'm not sure if you can hear me scratching my head. I'm not sure if I should include this as some new players might be confused at this timeline. The first non-canon timeline only serves its purpose to explain the Jigoku and Hayachi's quest events, which are strictly referred by the devs as non-canon. But anyways, I'll still put it in here. Turn up the music. Ugh. I'm gonna need, like, 7 cups of water after this. Stuttering's the worst. In the first non-canon timeline, things like the 4 beasts, something we'll get to later, and the cursing of the Masashiges, another thing we'll get to later, never happened. Instead, the Masashiges are a normal bloodline. One day, Shinigami wishes to have servants and puppets to control, like the ones he had when he was in power. I would read this fast, but, like, I'm not sure if people will be able to understand me. He happens to also, I'll probably stutter a lot if I read this really fast. So, He happens to spot a little girl on Earth, and Shinigami decides that, for some reason, this girl should be his servant. This girl is Hayachi. Okay. I usually say it as Hayachi, but that's not how it's pronounced. I don't think that's how it's pronounced. This girl is Hiyachi Masashige. Shinigami sends a duplicate of his necklace stone to Earth, and Hiyachi curiously picks it up and wears it. Hiyachi is immediately teleported into Jigoku, and is now under the control of Shinigami as his servant. However, because Shinigami's power to control is lesser than, say, Kintoru/Sama, another character we'll get to later, if Hiyachi wanders out of Shinigami's sight or Shinigami becomes tired, she will be able to control her actions and words. She still isn't able to move... She is able to move. What? She still isn't able to leave Jigoku, and she's separated from her family for centuries. Many years later, the protagonist stumbles into the abandoned school in Book 1, Chapter 1. There's something I need to clarify first. The protagonist of the first non-canon timeline is not Yasu. Yasu is the main protagonist/player of Book 1, and a character we'll get to later. Yasu only went to the abandoned school to find his missing friends. Because the events of Book 1 never happened, Yasu would have no reason to come back. At least, I don't think so. What happened to my music? Oh, okay. Oh boy, this is the part I stuttered so much on last time I read this. Why the protagonist went to the abandoned school is unknown, but nevertheless the player finds a mysterious creature in the locker room stalls. This creature is Akamanto, based off a monster from a Japanese urban legend which shares the same name. Akamanto asks the player to pick either a red or blue paper. However, the player likes the color green, and so they pick a green paper instead. Akamanto thinks for a bit before deciding to send the player to Chugoku, and specifically the abandoned palace. Why Akamanto sent the player here is also unknown, but anyways, the player finds Hiachi, now Shiniachi, crying for help. She wandered far away enough from Shinigami, God damn it, speech issues. Where was I again? She wandered far away from Shinigami's sight to where she can now control her actions and words. After the two talk for a bit, the player offers to help free Shiniachi and help her return with her family in the afterlife. So, hold on. Go skip if you don't want to hear my incoherent rambling. I pronounce Hiachi's name as Hayachi, but I pronounce Shiniachi's name as Shiniachi. So, why don't I pronounce Shiniachi's name as Shinayachi? Shinayachi? That sounds really weird, though. That sounds like a really weird way to pronounce it, but whatever. The player at first tries to reason with Shinigami, although that plan doesn't go very far. Did someone open the door? I don't want my dad to come in here. I don't want my dad to come in here and, call my mom and I'll get my ass whooped. But whatever. Although that plan doesn't go very far. Soon the player finds out they have to collect 35 orbs or souls and then another 13 while retrieving Shiniachi's necklace, while avoiding Shinigami and later Shiniachi under the control of Shinigami. Understand what I just said? Because I don't. After retrieving... reviving? No, that's retrieving. Retrieving. Why don't we pronounce it like that? Whatever. After achieving Shiniachi's necklace and giving it to Shiniachi, she is finally able to be free from Shinigami's control, and she can finally leave Jigoku to rejoin with her family in the afterlife. After she... These headphones block a lot of my noise. I can barely hear my voice. The song I'm listening to has some bass, bass. It has some bass, and I keep thinking it's someone who's opening the door. I'm getting so scared.